Hello and welcome back, friends. I'm just giving this a second for my computer to pick up because I just turned on the recording. But I guess we can just recap last episode. So, last episode we did the quests, The Promised Broken, which basically detailed exactly that, who the Promised are and how are they broken. So perfect name to that quest, and it's a perfect introductory quest to the Varun people. It basically introduces you to their history and their current predicament. And then we also did the quest, The Duel. This had a lot of themes of family and redemption, like how do we redeem those lost family members. I took it a very interesting route and I killed off the drunken brother. Normally I don't do that. Normally I try to save both of them. I did look up the quest, so there's 4 endings to that, but there is no possible way to convince them through dialogue to not duel each other. I think that's a little bit of a flaw in the quest. Overall, I think the quest does have a very good storyline, does reveal a lot about the characters, and they're very emotionally driven, and like it's a very believable story. It makes a lot of sense. The only gripe I would have is it's missing that option to convince them through a persuasion act to not try to kill each other. You're presented with like 4 different possible endings, and they all involve providing the tranquilizer at the end. But that's kind of like my only gripes about that. It's a very role play heavy storyline, but you know, some people really do enjoy those roleplay elements and they don't really like the action heavy stuff. So, who am I to say that they don't get like a quest here and there thrown their way that's a little bit more roleplay heavy? But now we're going to go ahead and do the scientific method. So, this is a nice little
Oh, since we are so grateful.
introductory course or quest where we're going to kind of like explore around a little bit. Um, so one other thing, I also I took off my Dark Star boost pack. And you're probably asking, why would you do that? You'd be able to zip around a lot easier around Varun Kai, and that's kind of the point. It makes it a little bit too easy, and you can kind of skip over a lot of content that is out here in the landscape, and that's why I uninstalled it. Or not uninstalled it, I just removed the boost pack. I'm still playing with Dark Star. I just don't have the Starborn boost pack on me. But I guess on our journey here, we can talk about some other stuff. So, one thing I've probably been wanting to discuss at length for a very long time on this channel is how disordered the gaming community is. So, gaming in itself is a leisure activity, but I see a lot of, how would I say this, disordered pursuit of that leisure activity, where it's basically arguing over subjective things that really come down to like personal preference, and you know what I mean and what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people out there that want to argue that Starfield is the worst game ever made, and it's absolutely terrible in every capacity and faculty. I don't see this as a very healthy way to spend your leisure time arguing about video games. Myself, I have lots of video games I do not enjoy, but I choose not to talk about them or even really think about them because it's my leisure time. And that kind of brings me to like, what's the point of leisure time? Leisure time's supposed to be something that's gonna like refresh you for your day. It's supposed to be a moment of rest. In a different sense, it's, oh my gosh, we got baddies. They're hurting me bad. this is definitely a little bit more difficult. Oh gosh. Get wrecked. Okay, they got wrecked. I think I got him. I definitely want to loot this guy. Let me turn down my volume a little bit. And also, I think I should check and see what the game volume is. But as I was getting to, like, leisure, it has a purpose. It's supposed to refresh and recharge us. And it's basically like a rest, opposed to sleep, which is like a rest for the body. Leisure activities are supposed to be a rest for like the mind and the soul. You know, you're not supposed to be agitated during your leisure activities. That's kind of like contrary to what leisure is about. You know, it's not supposed to be like this agitating event, but I see a lot of people spend a lot of time arguing about things, in trivial things too, mind you. It's like they're arguing about a video game. This is a very trivial matter. Um, and people getting like really hot debates about this stuff, and it's kind of like disturbing. Like, the games I don't like, I don't talk about them, I don't really think about them, and I sure as hell don't like seek out content about that game to kind of like argue that it's a bad game. That kind of behavior seems like very disordered and kind of contrary to like leisure activities. And leisure activities, at the end of the day, they're supposed to be, you know, relaxing. They can encourage us to contemplate. Like, you know, if good stories should encourage you to contemplate things, and hopefully we're going to see that with this quest up ahead.
We just got another report from one of the growth farms. Huh. Hello. Welcome to Hamadi Station. I do hope you're here about the research assistant opening. We haven't had many promising applicants.
By which he means we haven't had any applicants.
Well, yes. Thank you for the painful reminder. Oh, love of my life. I'm Azad Dubas. My wife Shireen and I are scientists. We've been quite busy lately and are greatly in need of some help. We put out a call for a research assistant, but with recent events, we haven't had much luck.
By which he means we haven't had any luck.
So, are you interested in a little field work?
Well, my knowledge and expertise are at your service. Sure, it sounds like a pretty good opportunity to learn more about your world. If it pays well, I can do the job. What kind of field work are we talking about?
Gathering data, mostly. Nothing too strenuous, I assure you.
My knowledge and expertise are at your service.
Ah, so you've some experience then. The Great Serpent has truly blessed us. My wife and I have been studying a recent and somewhat troubling phenomenon. You see, the local wildlife has been dying, and we're not sure why. The remains show no signs of external injury or trauma, so we can rule out most of the usual causes.
Fighting for dominance or territory, predators, hunters looking for sport, those sorts of things.
We began to see this phenomenon just after the accident in Dazra. We're convinced these events are linked, but the exact nature of the connection remains a mystery.
Do you have any evidence to support your theory?
Well, no, not yet. However, I'm confident that the process will prove the hypothesis to be correct.
If that's true, then why aren't people affected?
We don't know that they aren't. For all we know, the same thing is happening to people right now, just more slowly. All the more reason to work with a sense of urgency.
Sounds like you need more information.
An accurate assertion. This is where you come in. I need you to search for corpses of local wildlife and collect tissue samples. I'll give you a biosample collector that will extract and store the samples safely. Try to collect samples from different kinds of creatures. We want to cast a wide net. Return here when you've got them, and we'll begin the analysis.
What kind of animal carcasses am I looking for?
You're looking for creatures without an obvious cause of death. There should be no wounds, no blood, no sign of physical trauma. What we are searching for is an invisible killer.
I'll get started.
Off you go then, and no dragging your feet. You're on the clock as of now.
Okay, so we have the introduction there to the quest. And this is also kind of what I'm talking about with like leisure activities. It should kind of stimulate us to contemplate things. So we have like the very religious nature of the Varun, but we're presented with this extremely scientific quest where we're going out and gathering data and stuff. And, you know, you kind of begin to contemplate, what is it? The nature of faith and reason and how it plays out with the Varun, which is going to be a reoccurring theme within Shattered Space, is going to be faith in reason and kind of like how the Varun grapple this and kind of how it ended up leading them astray. But yeah, that's kind of what I feel leisure activities should be. It should be something that, you know, it kind of encourages us to contemplate bigger themes and bigger ideas. It should be something that's, you know, relaxing and restful to the mind. You know, you shouldn't be agitated constantly about things, because you get enough of that in life. Like, I don't need it while I'm playing video games. And that's kind of mainly why I am bringing this up, is not really because like bad faith arguments or trolls bother me. They really don't. What bothers me is seeing the troll basically squander their leisure time pursuing things that are not good for them, like trying to win arguments. Like, this is, you know, a very prideful act when you're trying to win arguments, especially about like subjective things like the quality of a video game, and presenting it as like objective truth. I guess a good example of that would be like the whole 45-second rule. Like, every point of interest should be within 45 seconds of one another. And they state this like as though it is some kind of objective fact. And yeah, it's stated as though it's an objective fact written by God in the stars, and it's like, nah, not really. This is just something some game designer kind of came up with. They went with it, and it does seem to work to hold attention, but is holding attention the point of leisure activities? Or is that the point of a video game trying to captivate your attention as long as humanly possible? You know, things like that, like, they need questions. Like, I don't need constant stimulation every 45 seconds to keep me captivated, nor do I want to be kept captivated by a game for hours on end. I want to play it as a leisure activity for a few hours, have some enjoyment, and then move on with my day. But let's go get these things, and it's going to take a little bit of time here because we are traveling on foot. And like I said, this quest is probably going to take us about 2 hours to do, because it actually does involve a lot of walking. So we're over there. We're almost there. When I get there, I'm going to stop and scan all the points of interest that I can. Uh-oh. What the heck was that? I don't think I have them aggroed, so I'm just gonna move on and pretend they didn't see me, because I don't think they saw me. I think they're busy fighting other things, so we're just gonna ignore them. But let's make sure we do scan these locations, because this is going to make it a little bit easier for us later on down the road when we come and check out like a lot of these locations, because a lot of these locations, they're not tied to quests. And like if you're just running through here like, oh, I'll do the side quests and the main quests, you're going to miss a lot. But you know, some people do that. Some people just do just the main quest, and then they put out a review and then claim like, oh, Shattered Space only has 5 hours of content. Ridiculous statement in itself, but they'll do it. And I know myself, basically on like every playthrough I have done of Shattered Space, I typically get at least 20 hours of gameplay out of it before I move on. And that, you know, involves doing the main quests, the side quests,
Nothing?
These guys definitely hit hard. They take a lot of shots. My gosh. We're up here. Where'd Torn go? There he is. I need to heal myself. You want to sit all the way back there? Fine, do that. Let's see what happens with the sniper rifle. You got a lot of hit points, man. A lot of hit points. Usually enemies never survive 2 hits. You want to tuck your head? It's fine.
Get down!
Don't worry, they're dead now. I think they're dead. Nope, we got one more.
Incoming! Trying to ghost us, huh? Nice try.
We got him. I recall shooting someone around here. Here they are. I definitely need to loot bodies because, like, these guys are positive bullet sponges. If I can find the bodies. Oh, there's one. Hi, little guy. I see you.
Yep.
Yeah, Torin, how about you don't step in my line of fire? You won't get shot.
Stay sharp. Could be close by.
I got him, don't worry. Wrong ability. I did not mean to do that. Trying to determine which one of these is farthest from me. Okay. Looks like something's fighting some groats. Checking for locations I can scan.
Illegal intrusion. Leave now.
What the heck are you doing here? I didn't even know there was a ecliptic here. Dude, there's a bunch of ecliptics. What's with all the ecliptic?
It's a crying shame that these here vermin didn't learn any manners.
I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, me too. That was kind of annoying. I didn't even know there was ecliptic on this planet. This must be like Bedlam Dungeon Randomizer or something adding
Eyes
these.
open!
Where are you going? Hope you weren't planning on jumping to your death off that cliff.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, I do want your guys' bullets. Alright, let's continue onward. So, I guess, you know, what causes, like, people to, you know, get all crazy argumentative? From what I found, most interactions, people are parroting YouTubers, to be honest. They're parroting YouTubers. And you know which ones they're parroting. It's basically the rage bait YouTubers. They very much are preying upon people and the irascible appetites, as Thomas Aquinas would say. That's like the negative emotions, like fear of loss and rage, that kind of stuff. And it's, you know, they're preying upon the people that think like Bethesda's the worst company ever, or people that love Bethesda dearly and don't want to see the company fail, etc. And you know, they know what they're doing, and like that's why you see like weird headlines like Bethesda is abandoning Starfield, and it's like, we just got an update like a week ago. I don't think that's what's happening, man. Or the crazy articles that come right out right before Watchtower. Modders are abandoning Starfield and don't feel motivated to make mods, and it's like, that seems completely contrary to what's actually going on within the modding community. But you know, YouTubers, rage bait article writers, they don't care. What they care about is they're just trying to get clicks at the end of the day. And the best way to do it is feed upon like people's fears and anxieties, like, or their rage. Like, some people just don't like Bethesda games, and that's like perfectly fine. You don't have to like them. They're not for everyone. My older brother, he happens to not like Bethesda games at all, and I honestly, I don't blame him. Just from his personality type, he's just not a person that's going to really enjoy a Bethesda game, because like, they're very involved games, and he wants something that's more of, you know, I just sit down, I turn it on, I get told a story, I shoot guns. He doesn't want to do stuff like manage inventory, build a ship, build an outpost, that kind of stuff. Have to shop for bullets. I don't blame him. Like, you know, everyone has their own preferences and tastes with video games, and that's perfectly fine. This gets a little bit concerning when people get stirred up into a tizzy and to the point where they feel the need to like click on every YouTube video about Starfield and then tell every single person that they loathe the game. It's like sometimes it's like really weird. Like I'll be doing like a mod review, and it's like a mod review. Like I don't expect it to get a lot of views because it's like a niche mod. And I'll see people like pop in the comments and they're like, Starfield's the worst game ever, it's terrible, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I barely even talked about the game during this video, I just talked about a mod. It's just astounding, like, people go out of their way to like preach that kind of stuff. And it leads me to like, I get concerned about these people, like, cause like, I know if they are doing this in their leisure time, like, going out to like pick internet fights with people, I couldn't imagine them in their day-to-day life. Like I'm sure that rage and anger is probably spilling out into their like day-to-day life, and like that's, I guess what I'm trying to say is like be cognizant of this, and if you see yourself falling and slipping down into that path, kind of like maybe take a step back, take a break from social media for a bit. Because like that's not, it's really not healthy behavior to like spend your leisure time being upset and angry about like a leisure activity. Like there's no point to it. I guess one of the other things we can talk about while we're doing this quest is because like I'm sure this is going to pop up, and I've actually seen a couple things pop up, is Bethesda didn't have an announcement at the Xbox showcase, which, you know, my speculation on this is that they were that the next DLC is going to be teamed up with a PlayStation port, and my speculation is based around the fact that we saw a PlayStation flag show up on a mod. It was quickly deleted by Bethesda, but you know, like I saw it physically, like I went to the website and looked at it before they managed to delete it. It happened. That was like this summer. So I expect it's in the works, and they're probably also planning on doing something for creations as well. And why they did not show like gameplay footage or like a trailer at the Xbox showcase is because like it's an Xbox showcase, and they're probably really hammering on tying the PlayStation port with the DLC. I would expect them to bundle them, in fact. I kind of think that's probably where they're going to go, is they are going to bundle both the DLC and the game for those people on PlayStation to kind of promote sales. It's just a good business idea to do. Oh look, a treat. The Space Adepta Modified Superior Negotiator. That's super duper heavy, man. I will take the ammo though. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that. Is we're probably we're not going to announce this without announcing the PlayStation port. Like they planned it as like a bundle deal. So we're probably going to see something later on this year.
Time for action.
Or they may shadow drop it for all I know. They might not say anything until what is it? Till like fall, and then just shadow drop it. you? Robot. Rune Zealot Model S. I'm gonna come up and shoot you in the face, sir. How, you still reload? Game's lagging out. The things I hate about cloud gaming, the internet contingency, like you gotta have like crystal clear internet, or you get like the frame rate chopped. But I get a lot clearer resolution opposed to, okay, we got some baddies up ahead. I'm just gonna clear these guys out, and then we'll continue our discussion on the DLC, which I think is most definitely happening. Anyone who's saying that there's not going to be DLC, they don't have like any reason to believe that. It's absolutely pure speculation on their part.
I'm not beaten yet.
Oh god. It killed me. I have no clue when my last save was. If Rickon showed up and wrecked me. Oh dear Jesus, it killed me. All we had to do was get back. It showed up out of nowhere, like right next to me, and I hit the wrong button. Okay, we're gonna try this again. I think it's gonna place me all the way back at the start of the stream. Oh, this is terrible. Like, that was like 40 minutes of gameplay. This might be a really long episode. I'm sorry. Whatever, you'll watch it. But yeah, let's get back to... I think it's possible that they'll announce the next DLC at Gamescom. It's actually probably very probable. But one of the things I think we need to consider is the success of Oblivion with its Shadow launch. Oh, wait. Okay. We gotta go through all the dialogue again, I believe.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip through the dialogue. I hope you don't mind that, but we already heard it. And then we're gonna, go get this stuff. Oh, Jesus, man.
We just got another report from one of the growth farms.
Okay. Come on.
I do hope you're...
By which you mean?
Well, yes.
I'm gonna save right
Azad,
after this so I
we've
don't have to
been
deal with this dialogue
we put
again.
out a call.
By which he means...
So...
Yep.
So the great sir, my wife and I, you see, the remains show
lot
no...
of
Fighting
combat
for
going on
dominance?
outside.
We began to see... We're convinced. An accurate assertion. I need you to... I'll give you a bio. Try to collect. Return here when...
I'll get started.
Off you go then. And
Thank you. Quickly, let's save so I don't have to go through all that again.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Don't let me die. Okay. We're gonna kinda... This is the method I like to travel in Shattered Space, to go very far, very fast. We're gonna run off this cliff as fast as we can and jump. And we're gonna use our boost pack. This is how you travel far and fast in Shattered Space. There is a ton of cliffs. And it's like you don't skip over too much dialogue. Like, I know if I popped on the Starborn boost pack, I could just straight up just fly there. But yeah, I think it's rather important that we don't forget the success of Oblivion in that shadow drop. How did that work? How was like everything so positive, and we didn't really see much negativity at all? It's because the fans were allowed to rule the day. There was no review copies given out. There was no whatchamacallit. Yeah, there was no review copies given out. There was no trailers ahead of time. It was basically an announcement. Here it is. Go play it, which basically allowed fans of the genre to pick up that game, grab it immediately, and play it and put their review out. They were very well versed in the game, and they were able to get reviews out quicker than a lot of what I would call the rage bait, the gaming world is dying people, that, you know, they basically put out reviews and everything's terrible and everything sucks. But allowing basically your average Joe Schmo fan of the game to have, you know, the same dibs at getting that first review out as, say, someone that has like 1 million subscribers on YouTube, that allowed fans of the actual game to kind of rule the day. And what did we see at the end of the day with that is we saw things were probably a little bit overhyped because of that. There was not, I think there probably could have been a little bit better pushback on some of the decisions that were made with that remake. But overall, like, I think things considered, it was a lot fairer than what we've seen in the past when it comes to like the gaming review culture, etc. Which is, you know, I think it's better that it's a little bit overhyped than doom and gloom and everything's negative and the world sucks. And there's that possibility that Bethesda doesn't announce anything, we don't get a trailer, they just come out one day, short video, and they go, hey, it's live now, you can have it. Oh, boy. Game's lagging out a little bit. You're dead. Okay. I think that's all of them. I don't think there's that many.
Stay sharp. On your six.
I don't know what Torn is shooting at. But Gamescom is probably likely. I think that's most likely, and I think it's because they want to announce a PlayStation port at the same time. It would make absolutely no sense to abandon this game without porting it to PlayStation. Positively none. So, I don't think that is a reality. You would port the game over to PlayStation, make whatever sales you can, and then like abandon it a year later. It's really kind of illogical thinking to assume that like Bethesda is just going to drop everything and just abandon all development on the game. Nah, they would port it. What is going on here? Something's invisible. Gee whiz. I don't recall these guys being invisible. Oh, that's terrifying. I wonder if that is some kind of upgrade from Darkstar, because really do not recall them being invisible as well as teleporting. We gotta switch up weapons. I'm using too many bullets with that, and I'll probably need it later on. And there's a dungeon crawl at the end of this. I should save just in case I get freaking wrecked again. But I am kind of looking forward to the Starborn DLC. That's what it's going to be named. They don't trademark stuff, and you know, change, like, that would be very unheard of with Bethesda. So that was trademarked for a reason. That's their intention, is to title the next DLC that. And we're probably sometime in the fall it'll be out. That's my guess. I know there was a little bit of change up of leadership within the development team for Starfield, at least the development team that's still on Starfield. They pulled one of like their lead quest designers from, I think it was like Fallout 76 over. So that potentially could have caused like a little bit of a delay, because, you know, you're pulling over leadership. They'll change stuff around, and there's, like, that takes time. But we'll see what that, like, change in leadership does bring to the picture with, like, the next DLC. What I'm kind of expecting with the next DLC is, I'm expecting that they're going to be addressing the procedural generation, because that, when Shattered Space came out, that was a lot of the primary voices complaining was it didn't fix the rest of the game, and they want something to fix the rest of the game. I don't think those people actually really thought about how you get to the procedural generation to the point where it's what they want, you know, where they never see a repeat point of interest, and what exactly that would take. And guess what? It would take a lot. Ah! I got an exploding gun too. You all got exploding guns. Jesus. I did not want to switch to my sniper rifle. I'm going to switch to my shotty. Oh, I need to get out of here. They're going to kill me.
Stay sharp. It could be close by. Don't mess with me.
How are you not dead? Okay. I guess we'll explore this point of interest since we're here. I mean, and we just cleared it out. Might as well. And then I guess we'll save. Nice little platforming there. I made it. That's going to be a hard jump. Got it. Uh-oh. We'll have to get up there after here. That one's going to be a little bit harder. See if there's any computers or anything. This play series might end up going on a lot longer than 25 hours, just judging by the difficulty. Like, this is really easy content for Shattered Space, and it gets a lot more difficult than this. Hopefully I don't have to adjust the difficulty settings. I don't think I'm blocking that, but I will take that. Okay. And we do have this upper level. A little bit of platforming to get up here. Okay, we got a data slate. Let's see what it says. What is this? Listening Post Beta Daily Report. Today we reach out to become one with the Great Serpent. Many of our brilliant minds have worked tirelessly on a new device that would allow us to meet the Great Serpent. Oh, how I wish we all could be there to witness this momentous event. However, our duty is to stand watch over the great city of Dazra. Heretics, zealots, and outsiders could come at any moment to sabotage us. For now, we must wait on word from the Scaled Citadel about the test. Maybe we'll be able to see some hints as to the success from here. Very interesting. That is not a book I can select. Let's see what else is in here. If we have any more data slates or storytelling elements. It looks like all the inhabitants of what is this? Of this little outpost here were turned into vortex phantoms. They were very excited about reaching out to the Great Serpent, though. Sorry, I had a cough there. I hope the mic didn't pick it up too much. I'm not gonna open that chest because, you know, they don't put like data slates in there. It'll be like some random RNG loot, and it's like, eh. Like I would probably open the chest, the safes, but you know, my loot's pretty darn good right now. I'm not likely to find something, you know, in a chest that's gonna be an improvement. Look at that. Beautiful view. think that's one of the areas where Shattered Space really excelled was in the art direction. Beautiful skyboxes, like everything's very well thought out. We're gonna skip that. Not even worth picking up. Okay. Let's see if there's anything up here. We got some blue stuff that we're not supposed to touch. Don't touch the blue stuff. Ah, there's a weapon. Corin ran into the blue stuff, didn't he? He did. And then we have some plushies here that are apparently watching the end of the world. But let's go jump. I think I can make it to there from here. And I think this time we will fast travel. Can we make it there? I think after we get that last one, I think we're going to just fast travel back because it's risky traveling across land. You get those random vortex horrors and they just destroy you. Show up right in your face and like hit you for like half your hit points. What is that? That is a very fun cavern to go in. We're not going to do it now. We'll do it later on. When we get to like the random points of interest not tied to quests, because that's one of them. Very good point of interest, by the way. I would highly recommend it. We're going to avoid that blue stuff, because typically when you're around blue stuff, there's blue people, and the blue people are angry. This is how you travel fast without a Starborn boost pack. It is sprint, jump, jump, sprint, jump, jump. You know, let your booster kind of replenish. You can basically maintain a sprinting speed at all times and also in all gravities. And this is kind of like why I never thought travel was that bad in Starfield. But you know, some people, they like to skip all the content on the ground. They want to just go right directly to the point of interest. I'm sure probably when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, they'll have a button to just teleport you to the point of interest. For those people that like, just take me to the point of interest and I want to hack and slash. And you know, I guess that's fine. Everyone has their personal preferences with games. And I think Bethesda, when they come to games, they try to be accommodating for as many people as possible. But yeah, it's not possible to be accommodating to everyone. It's like ordering pizza for, you know, a party of 20. Someone's going to be upset. Okay, let's get out of here before I die again. Let's scan the locations nearby before... Aline. We got a location over here too. Lake Watchtower. That's probably a very small point of interest. I don't recall it. Is that it? That's it. Lake Watchtower. There's a lot of point of interest on this map. To be honest, it's a very densely packed. It's a traditional Bethesda exploration DLC. I mean, Like they really kind of were listening to what a lot of the
Something on your
complaints were
mind?
about the base game, where people are like, we want traditional exploration, we want traditional exploration. And that's kind of what they gave us with Shattered Space. They gave us this little area that was nice, densely packed with points of interest, a lot of environmental storytelling, you know, story under every rock. But, you know, you can give haters what they want, but what haters really want is they want to hate because they have like some kind of like really disordered leisure activities where they love to argue with people. So I think that's part of the struggle Bethesda's going to have, is figuring out how to filter those people out.
Welcome back. Did you have any difficulty obtaining those tissue samples?
No, none at all.
I'm glad to hear it, because there's more work to do.
They die
Your
once, though.
arrival is well timed. Some interesting new information has come to light. I'll take those tissue samples, and here's your payment. Shireen, dear, would you tell our dauntless research assistant about the latest news?
With pleasure. I hope you enjoyed your little jaunt into the field, because I'll be sending you right back out there. Some of the local farmers and growth herders have reported seeing unusual plant growth in the area. What's more, none of this unusual growth was seen before the Dazra incident. It's increasingly clear the event affected the ecosystem in some way, but the details elude us.
It's simple, really. The plants are toxic and poisoning animals that eat them. Further study of these unusual plants is clearly in order. I can see where this is going. Unusual, how exactly?
A change in appearance, at the very least. It would be difficult and, in fact, irresponsible to leap to any conclusions. If I can get some samples under my microscope, we'll learn much more, I think.
Let's ask that last question. Do you think there's a connection to the dead animals?
It's possible, but I prefer not to speculate. Better to keep an open mind and let the research tell the tale.
Let's go with the Starborn response.
That's an interesting theory, but let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Based on our information, these unusual new strains aren't limited to a specific area. As such, we want to examine samples that come from several different locations. In short, the more data you can provide, the better.
Observe, analyze, hypothesize, and prove. These are the tenets of the scientific method. Without them, we're just fumbling in the dark.
Yes, thank you, dear. You'll have to forgive my husband. He's never fully recovered from his days as a teacher.
Can I use the tissue collector device on the plants?
You can, and indeed you should. The storage tubes built into the device are sterilized and will keep the samples pure. Proper research requires the proper tools.
Nothing wrong with being enthusiastic about your field.
Agreed. I've always felt sorry for those who can't find work they truly love. The days must feel like sheer drudgery. We'll get to work studying the animal tissue. Now go forth and travel safely.
And that's why appropriately ordered leisure time is important, because, you know, work can be a drudge at times, and you need an appropriate outlet to kind of, you know, recover your mind and spirit to be able to get back to it. Let's see here. Which one is the closest? I might pause this recording because I think I'm gonna need to hit up the restroom. I might have drank a couple Gatorades before starting this, and also a couple energy drinks. I can't see the distance. Let's check the map, because I want to do... So this one's the closest. I think that's that one over there. Or it's actually that one down there. Okay. Let's see here if I can pause this recording real quick. It does not let me pause, so I'm just going to stop it and we'll just chain 2 recordings together. Okay, I am back and we are going to get back to this. No wait for you guys. I mean, oh, what the heck did you do? Xbox, did you shut off? Why? I hope I'm still back where I'm at. I might install the Starborn boost pack just to get through this part. Okay, it's still where I'm at. All right. We are going to jump in a little bit here. My game's lagging a little bit. You can see it's kind of like a little fuzzy. Yeah, internet lag or something. I guess what I have to say is you should make sure you're drinking water if you're drinking caffeine. Because like caffeine's a diuretic, you know, dehydrate you. Yeah, you're gonna pee a little bit more, but it's good for kidney health to like make sure, you know, that you are in fact hydrated appropriately, and because caffeine can dehydrate you, that can be kind of damaging to your kidneys. So yeah, drink water, especially like if you're drinking like an energy drink or something. Yeah, you should probably drink water with that. It's like 300 milligrams of caffeine all in one go. Who's under fire? I don't know. I think we got some baddies up ahead. Let's drop a ballistic turret. I don't see them. Are you gonna let me walk up and get my sample? Yep. You are. Thank you. Reload this gun. You know what? Let's scan the points of interest. I can see Spaceship crash site. Very cool point of interest. We will check that out when we start to get to the points of interest. Not gonna check it out now though. But I guess we can talk a little bit about mods. So I just put out a review for Forgotten Frontiers 2. I would highly recommend that. It is every bit as good as Forgotten Frontiers 1, except the mod author has made improvements. So if you liked Forgotten Frontiers 1, you are going to love Forgotten Frontiers 2 for absolute sure. Okay, I'm gonna use some pins to make sure we are traveling to the appropriate mark, because like if I travel to the wrong mark, wind up doing like a really crazy path, and it'll waste a lot of our time. Don't want to do that. And I should probably also drop a save before another vortex horror like one-shots me. You know what? The skybox, like this run, the skybox seems wrong to me. Like it doesn't seem right like it normally is. It's normally a lot more vibrant. And normally there is a gas giant visible. I haven't been able to see the gas giant at all. So I think there's something wrong going on with my skybox in Shattered Space. We got a lot of baddies over there. I really don't want to fight these guys. Torin, can you... I think those are normal Varun, not Varun zealots. Did I get this location? I think so, yes. This quest does take a long time on foot. It still takes a long time with the Rev 8 because guess what? Look at this terrain. It's like all rocks and cliffs and stuff. It's really not easy to navigate with the Rev 8. I do not think it was designed in mind with the Rev 8. I think the Rev 8 was like a complete afterthought. I think this was designed to be navigated with, you know, a boost pack, on foot, kind of over hill and dale, because you'll see like a lot of these mountaintops, they have stuff on top of them. What do you want? Why are you beefing? I ain't got no beef with you. Okay. Let's mark the next location. Okay, here is the next location. Replace. What we can do is we can fast travel to Listening Post Beta. That'll get us a little closer. But this is some like really hostile territory I have to travel through, so wish me luck. Hope I do okay.
What do you...
Why am I getting like multiple locations popping up?
Scanning.
Okay, so apparently there's just like multiple locations to find this stuff at. Ooh, sorry about that. So there's a lot of vortex phantoms up here because we are close to that, the Scaled Citadel. You got those little orbs, you can float through them. Very difficult to navigate, in my opinion, in there. And vortex phantoms teleporting around. Uh-oh. Don't mind me. I am just collecting a plant sample, and I will be on my way. Let's see if I can fast travel out of here. Yes, I can.
Keep moving forward. That's the ticket.
All right, I got your plant samples.
Ah, our roving research assistant returns. I know we've asked you to travel far and wide. Hopefully it wasn't too much trouble.
It was no trouble at all. Yeah, it was no trouble
Good.
at all.
It seems that things have been going smoothly so far. Perhaps it's a sign that the Great Serpent favors our work. Your supposition about the plants becoming toxic might just bear fruit.
And a little hint of religion there in our scientific themed quest here. And that is kind of what I'm getting at, is we're exploring the conflict between faith and religion and how those two relate.
Oh, I very much doubt anyone is. There'd be no reason to do so. We depend on these creatures in more ways than one. Also, the incidents are widespread and affecting multiple species. No, I'm convinced this is not the hand of man. Far from it, I'm afraid. Even if there were, we'd be treating the symptom without addressing the cause.
Then the mystery is solved.
Hardly. We've only scratched the surface. We need to find out how and why this phenomenon is happening. The evidence suggests that some force is acting on the ecosystem, changing it somehow. We don't yet have the complete picture, but there is one tool left to us. Would you care to explain, my dear?
With pleasure. To aid in our monitoring of local conditions, we designed a multifunction sensor suite. The device records data for weather, atmospheric pressure, radiation,
Airborne particulates, seismic disturbances, gravitic fluctuations.
We placed several of these sensors throughout the area. Each device can upload its data to a slate for comparison and analysis.
How many sensors
There
are
are
out there?
4 sensor devices currently deployed in the field. We spread them out to cover the widest possible area.
You can monitor all this stuff with a single device? That's incredible.
It's just a collection of devices fused together and running on a single power source. It's more a feat of improvisation than engineering, really. Here, take this. Transfer the data from each of the sensors and then bring the slate back to me. In the meantime, we'll see what we can learn about these unusual plant specimens. We'll solve this riddle yet.
All right. So the next phase in our quest. Let's check and see where these locations are. So this is probably the closest one to us. Replace and make sure I have a pin. And sprint, jump. So we just need to get these 4 locations, and we are getting close to this quest being done. Hopefully I don't die again. Oh, come on, internet. I don't want to be playing on a slideshow. Anomalous readings. Hey, check the map again. Mark the next location. So I'm gonna say this is the next location because it's relatively close. We gotta clear this gap here. Yeah, like this skybox seems all wrong. It doesn't, like, it looks like the normal skybox. Like something's going on with this where the filter they have for, what is it, shattered space is not active on the skybox. But I'm not going to dwell on it. One thing we could do while we're here is take a picture. Let's take a quick picture. It'll be a nice screenshot for the video. Turn up the brightness a little bit. Same with the saturation. There it is. I'll just add some text to it. We'll be good to go. It's under admin access. I definitely don't want to go down there. There's a bunch of baddies down there. They'll kick my butt. We have a sensor down there, though. We can jump over here to listening post beta. And I think if we just go to the top of listening post beta, we could probably jump from the top.
You counted me as a friend.
Yes, Derek, I do count you as a friend. That's why I've kept you around for so long. Alright, one last jump. And we're up to the tippy top. Oh, it's down there. So I think if I sprint, I can probably make most of the gap. I think after this episode, I'm going to try and reset the skybox by waiting like 2 weeks at whatchamacallit on Venus. That has a tendency of resetting a lot of things. It might correct it. Maybe it's a mod conflict, but the only mod that is directly touching Shattered Space would be Darkstar. Its patch, and whatchamacallit, like that doesn't mess with any of like the filters in the sky. Like I don't have any mods that mess with the filters of the sky. Okay. Get wrecked, all of you. Oh, I need a load. Hold on. We're in the thick of it. I have drugs for this.
Here we go again.
Don't run in my line of sight, Tori. Oh God! Come out of here. Whoa! There's two of them. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where the heck? There you are, you son of a bee. You were hiding from me. What the heck was that?
You'll regret this.
I'm like almost out of ammo with this gun. Let's move on. Let's get the thing. Get out of here. Uh-oh, game's lagging out hardcore. Internet is on the fritz. I don't even see the quest markers. I think there's still one more to get. Can I see it now? So it's way out here. I'm gonna throw down a quick save because I am lagging out like a...
Hi, Dan.
Hey. Hopefully we don't see any more of those vortex hoarders. They teleport a lot, and they have a tendency of trying to teleport behind you. Or on top of you. Room of the Fang. We'll do that when we get to that quest. It's gonna be much later on, but we will get to it. That's another location that there's no connection to. So we're gonna kind of circle around this point of interest a little bit because, like, I do not feel like engaging with vortex horrors right now, or whatever else is out there. Just making sure that blue wasn't the wrong kind of blue. That, okay, that's the right kind of blue. Almost there. Rules like Kappa. I believe that's a smaller one. Listening Post Alpha is actually a rather large exterior point of interest. Also, not connected to a quest. Like, I'm telling you, when they went with a traditional exploration mode, they kind of set this place up so, like, a lot of things, there's no quests leading you to them. So if, like, you just do just the quests, you are probably going to miss, like, 50% of the points of interest around here. Just talking about hostile ones. The non-hostile ones, you'll probably miss, like, 75% of them. So they went hard with the exploration, at least in the general proximity around Varunkai. It's actually, or Dazra, it's actually kind of quite a large area. It doesn't quite take up a full tile though. Like, you'll see the procedural generation when you get out of like the city limits. Like, procedural generation will kick in. They do have a few locations here that in the procedural generation, but it's pretty lackluster.
Oh, welcome back. Time to see if our sensors can peel back another layer of the mystery. Did you notice anything unusual in the environmental data?
There was something about gravity and issues with chronometers. I don't really understand it. I didn't bother to read it. We'll go with the first option.
Well, that's certainly not what I was expecting to hear. Now, let's have a look, shall we? Seems mundane enough. Oh, now wait just a moment. As I suspected, the sensors simultaneously recorded a single event that produced very unusual impacts. This is our best glimpse yet into the Dazra accident and how it affected the surrounding environs. How interesting. The chronometer seemed to have gone haywire in all four of the devices. Even gravity itself seems to have been briefly altered. Remarkable.
Sounds like the laws of space and time were affected. You won't pretend to understand. I won't pretend to understand. Could these readings be a mistake? Well, let's check.
For one sensor, perhaps. For all four? No, it's not possible. As unusual as the readings are, they're accurate.
If gravity and time were affected, wouldn't people have noticed?
An astute question. However, I think the answer is no. The readings indicate very subtle shifts that could have gone completely unnoticed. At worst, there might have been a moment of dizziness or a sense of events being a bit earlier or later than expected. Those are hardly uncommon occurrences for most people.
Feels like the laws of time and space were
A
affected.
rudimentary summation, perhaps, but not without merit. Your payment as promised. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what we've learned from the plant tissue samples you brought back.
Oh, I have a pretty good idea. As a matter of fact, I was.
I thought you might say that. So, it seems that a certain local species of flora has suddenly become extremely toxic. These biochemical changes occurred with incredible speed. Notably, the first sightings of these toxic variants coincide with the incident in Dazra. I'm just not sure how the strange effects of the vortex could cause plants to mutate so rapidly.
By triggering a defensive response. Countless species of fauna have evolved to develop protective mechanisms. Poisonous toxins are among the most common such adaptations.
That's true, but those adaptations evolved over generations across long spans of time. These seem to have appeared in a matter of mere days. That shouldn't be possible.
And yet, the sensors documented fluctuations in the very fabric of space and time. Who's to say what's impossible when the fundamental laws that govern our reality are altered?
You could synthesize an anti-toxin compound to neutralize the poisons in the plant. Could the toxic plants be dangerous to people too?
No. Well, not fatally in any case. However, we rely on the local wildlife as a source of sustenance. If the problem is left unchecked, food shortages and eventually starvation could follow.
Shireen, do you remember that experimental compound you were developing?
The one designed to alter plant biochemistry? Huh. Interesting thought. I'd been theorizing about ways to create edible strains of local flora. It's possible I could alter the formula to neutralize the toxins in the affected species.
There is, however, a not insignificant complication.
The experimental compound is locked away in cold storage at the botanical facility. I was growing strains of fungus and mushroom there for medicinal use, but we were attacked. A group of pirates called the Crimson Fleet took over the place, forcing us to leave. Pirates. Here, on Varun Kai. I could scarcely believe it.
Lucky for you, I have some connections in the Crimson Fleet. Actually, right now I have quite a large bounty with the fleet. They probably will not be happy about me.
Mushrooms and fungi can be used to create a wide range of illicit recreational substances. No doubt such products can fetch a high price. I suspect the pirates seized the facility to fund their operation.
No offense, but I don't see either of you taking on the Crimson
By the
Fleet.
serpent, no! We narrowly escaped from those pirates with our lives. I've no wish to meet them again. I was hoping our very capable new research assistant might be up to the task, however. And just in case that was a little too obtuse, I'm referring to you. Go with the serpent's blessing. We'll be waiting for you here.
Okay. We now have to go to a mushroom farm. It's been taken over by the Crimson Fleet, and we know why it's been taken over by the Crimson Fleet. It's been taken over... We're going to travel back to our ship. You know what? I might see if I can find some 50 caliber bullets, because I'm almost out. I blew it all on freaking vortex phantoms and stuff. What was I talking about? We know why it was taken over by the Crimson Fleet. It's because they don't have the military means to secure the greater Dazra region, just like the city proper. some people were very critical of that. Like, oh, why is the Crimson Fleet set up right outside the city? It's like, well, if you read the slates, you would know why. And ask the questions. In fact, if you just ask the questions during dialogue, you would know why. But, you know, people rush through games and then put out a review and go, this story doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense if you listen to the whole story. We're shopping for some bullets. I believe there's a general store here. I think it's right here. General exchange. Ow. Hopefully, I don't lag out during this point of interest.
Brother lost his wife.
It's rather extensive, so there might be like another hour worth of gameplay on this episode. Oh crap. Went the wrong way. Following the blue dot.
Loaded blessing.
That's a little too close.
Hide.
I'm lagging. Hardcore. Come on, catch up. Catch up, internet. You got it. Oh, that is not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for the proprietor of this shop, I believe. Is this you back here? Yeah.
What do you want?
That wasn't much of a sales
I do
pitch.
not waste people's time. If you need my goods, you will buy them. If not, you will leave.
Okay.
I do not know what to make of your arrival here. You may have convinced the others, but I'm not entirely sure you are not a foe. However, your credits are worth as much as anyone else's. I will trade with you, but I have no interest in being your friend. Now, what do you want?
Are you sure? I make good companionship.
Buy what you need, then leave.
Oh, there we are. Well, that's a lot. Do I have anything to sell? Probably have tons of stuff to sell, but not doing it right now.
Buy what you need and then get out.
Is there anything I can do to earn your trust?
No. You will always be an outsider to me. Always. The last thing this city needs is to open the gates and let outsiders flood in. Outsiders with weapons, crew, ulterior motives. I am disappointed that so many of my people have embraced you so blindly, when we should have found strength within each other.
Okay, I'll be going now.
Get going, will you?
Don't worry, I'm leaving. Chill out, dude. Where am I heading?
A very nice home, anyway.
I need to get out of this place.
Malibor me trust.
We gotta find the way out of here. Here's a way out. How do I open this gate? Oh, there's a switch. I remember when this game first came out, people were complaining that they couldn't get their Rev 8 out of the landing pad because they couldn't figure out there was a switch for the gates. They're like, this game sucks, I can't even get my Rev 8 out in the territory. It's like, really? Like, I didn't have that issue. There's a switch. But, you know, people were eager to complain about this. Like, the second it came out. Like, well, I mean, you had people like Luke Stevens was complaining about it, like, within, like, 8 hours after launch. Going, oh, there's no content in here. I skipped half the quests and all the dialogue and put my game mode on very easy. And managed to beat it in, you know, 8 hours. It's like, hey, get out of here, man. Why don't you turn up your game difficulty a little bit, listen to the dialogue, and try to get yourself involved in the storyline instead of rushing through stuff. Oh, they didn't give me a review copy. Ah. This is kind of like why I think they should never give out review copies again, is because, like, the reaction to Shattered Space, it is very telling. Like, if people don't get their review copy, they can't do a proper review. Oh my god, I gotta rush through stuff to get my review out. I need to get a day one review. It's like, just release it to the general public. Like, everyone has access to YouTube at this point in time. It's not difficult to upload a video. You can let the average Joe Schmo give their reviews, and they are just as qualified as the people with, you know, that $6,000 computer that they use to edit movies on, and their team of editors, etc. Just let, you know, release it to everyone, the general public, all at once. That way, anyone who wants to can put out a review on day one. Boom! Let's shake things up a bit. Combat support. Let's drop an AI mech.
Let's do this. Going out.
Entering combat. Initiating containment procedures. Re-evaluating activated weapon systems. Impact registered. System integrity at risk. Target acquired. System damage identified. Impact registered. Engaging target.
I swear to God, I put 2 rounds
System
in
damage identified.
There we go.
Weapon systems fried. System damage identified.
Gotcha. I'm trying to be very conservative with my ammo.
Damage detected. System integrity at risk.
They're gone. God, this is
registered.
annoying.
Commencing with neutralization.
It's time to feel the might of the righteous.
Commencing purge.
I know there's an enemy over here. I see him. I see him moving around. I'm gonna sneak around behind you. Hey, you keep fighting that mech. That mech's the dangerous one.
System integrity at risk. System damage identified.
Let's loot these bodies while our AI mech is busy battling the wildlife.
Re-evaluating threat level. Cease resistance. Re-evaluating threat level. Prepare for immediate termination. Confirmed kill.
You got him. Let's see.
I'm coming down.
I got ailments I gotta fix. Or that's gonna make my stealth operation a lot more difficult. Mobilizer.
How do you do that?
Perimeter scan ongoing.
I'm gonna use this one, and then I believe this goes here. Here. Here.
No longer meant to run.
Awfully dark in here. Not much of anything.
Yes.
Please be quiet. Now I need to turn off the lights. Alright. Let's switch to a little bit more stealthy weapon. I'm not opening all those. This is a rather large dungeon crawl. if we loot every last locker, we'll be here all night. Just keep it to the important things like data slides. Trust nobody. Everyone, this place is ours, and nobody's going to take it from us. You see any of those House of Rune freaks trying to get in, you waste them quick. Same goes for any from the fleet that ain't us. You really think Delgado's crew ain't going to try and take this operation over if they find out about it? Trust no one. Or trust nobody. I mean, nobody. Kill on sight anyone that ain't in our crew. That's the only way we're going to hold on to this operation. Don't get lazy, or you'll be made an example. Spread the word. Okay, we got some enemies up ahead. Can't hit it.
Brace yourself!
Heck, that was one hell of a fight. But we remain victorious.
Yes, we do.
Why is it that everywhere we go, we have to fight? Oh!
I don't know, Ben. Don't know, Ben. But it's very true. We have to fight.
At the best you've got.
I got that one. Got that one.
Fine. You got me.
Ticket to
Well done.
oblivion.
I'll pay you back twice as hard.
Sorry, Dan.
Alrighty, we're getting through here. Let's check this out. Make sure we're not missing anything good. I don't think nothing's here. Computer. Yeah, let's unlock it. Do we... I think this one will fit. We got a lot of logs to read here. Important announcement. Unlicensed persons have been detected within the facility. Their current status is unknown. All employees are encouraged to approach intruders with caution. Unlicensed persons have been detected within the facility. Their current status is unknown. All employees are encouraged to approach intruders with caution. Dangerous intruders detected. All employees are encouraged to approach intruders with caution. All employees are to remain at their stations. Secure your work areas. Do not report to the loading bay until further notice. All employees are encouraged to approach intruders with caution. Unlicensed persons have been detected within the facility. Their current status is unknown. All employees are encouraged to approach the intruders with caution. And then we got one last one. Error 5, warning detected. Computer gargle, computer gargle, computer gargle. Processing user input. Current state failed. No signal. My game's lagging out.
Everything okay, Dan?
Oh. Not particularly, Derek. My game is laggy.
Oh, Dan, do it again. Do it again.
You died. Oh. Forgot. I wanted to throw down a quick save. In case I die here, we don't get reverted back too far. This is a pretty good dungeon crawl. One of my favorites. Not my favorite, though. We got people below us. Railings are in the way.
I'm with you.
Wait, looks like we got ourselves into a fight.
Incoming!
Yeah, Derek, punch him.
Ah, that's the scar.
Yeah, why don't you not run in front of my line of sight? You won't get shot toward it.
Aha! Feel the burn.
Don't worry, I'll finish him off for you.
They got what they deserve. One way ticket to oblivion.
I don't know if I've ever been in this room.
You know good
There's a
yellow
computer
bellies.
in here. I had to sneeze there for a second. Oh, man. But let's continue. Okay. I think these might all say the same thing, but I don't believe I destroyed any turrets yet. Yeah, same. I want the turret. Update friendly foe. Recalibrate. Perfect.
Yeah, take a look. Metal skin. I didn't
Fly
feel
off.
a bit.
Whoa. Well, it looks like they're fighting our turrets now.
Cry havoc and unleash the pensioners of war. Obviously, that's just a and not generally useful.
You'll regret this.
Had enough?
Not really, no.
Gave us the slip.
Enemies. I never saw that coming.
We're gonna go over here towards the blue dot. I don't even know what you guys are shooting at anymore.
You boys need to learn some manners.
This one's mine.
I've stood in queues that last longer than you will.
Easy money. Whoa. Where'd they go?
Gotcha. You using a shotgun from that range? You fool.
Well, looky here.
Let's do it. Give up. I'm going for it.
Did you hear that? He's going for it. Oh, there you are. Can you stop moving around for a second?
I can handle this.
Fire on her. Let's end this.
Can't even see you. I do like the long range combat
Not
here.
so tough. Ah, that's gonna scar.
They're like literally shooting at people from across the way here. I can't even see them.
That's gonna scar. Don't mess with me.
Felt that one.
Okay, you're dead now. Another computer. Operations. New lineage of the Malseer tuber proves particularly hardy. However, even with the maximum moisture, there is a lower yield of about 85% of the active ingredient necessary. This is offset by it proving to have high bioavailability. Because of the resistant nature of Zeta 631, the new Malseer tuber yields over 300% active growth, more than compensating for the 15% decline in psychoactive compound per unit of tissue. Batch D can now be moved to incubation and harvest. Batch C can be moved to distillation. Please remember to sanitize all equipment as protocol deems necessary. Storage and refrigeration are both prepared for routine maintenance. The appropriate employees should report to these areas for cleaning. Failure to comply will result in corrective action being taken.
Let's do this.
Hold on. You're gonna love this.
At the best you've got.
There you are.
Oh, damn. Do it again. Do it again.
Are you trying to stab me? God, this poor man never heard the phrase, "Don't bring a knife to a gunfight."
Just get it over with.
Perfect timing on that get over. Don't know what's going on with that guy.
It's a crying shame. Didn't learn any manners.
What the hell are you doing?
Learn my little violence.
This is nothing.
It's over.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward. That's the
Imagine the voice actor that had to do the "Berg" into the mic for like probably like 50 takes.
The heck?
Well, looky here. Yee-
Turrets up ahead. Sniping turrets.
Got me.
Could they?
no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Got it. Thank freaking God. Turrets are annoying.
You're not so tough.
I need to reload. Got one round in here, that would be.
You're gonna pay for that!
Yeah, you're gonna die. Right now.
Maybe.
Okay, let's go in here. Alrighty, got that. And we also have project journals, entry 1. In gratitude for the medicines I've provided to them, the Malseer farmers have been kind enough to extend my use of the temporary laboratory on site. This will save me many trips back and forth to Hamadi Station, which is a blessing at my age. Azad complained, of course. The incident in the city has us all on edge, but it has also reminded me that if there's something I feel is important to do, I should do it now. I know we miss each other, but I also believe that time apart can help us remember why we love each other and renew our mutual appreciation. Besides, it should only be a week or two at most. Now that everything is set up and ready, it's time to collect some mycelium specimens. There are plenty on hand, so it shouldn't take long. Let's go in order. Entry 2. The initial phase of the project has been focused mainly on gathering information. I've created detailed genetic profiles of the specimen. I've assembled and started to catalog their own toxic enzymes. The next step will be to develop a compound capable of neutralizing these toxins while also bolstering characteristics that will make the specimens more desirable as a food source. I can hear Azad's voice in my head saying, "Time to turn theory into practice." It's only been a few days since I arrived here. I already miss his company. All right, let's read the next one. Entry 3. After no small amount of trial and error, my first attempt at nutrifying compound is ready for testing. I've selected 7 species of mycelium for my first batch. The farmers here seem curious about my work and stop by to visit often. One of them even brought me dinner, which is just as well because I often get so absorbed in my work that I forget to eat. My eyes and back could use a rest, so I've spent some time in prayer and then call it a night. Let's read entry 4. Success. Early applications of the nutrifying compound show promise. I've been able to reduce the toxic enzymes in all species to varying degrees. This at least seems to prove out the thesis. There's still much work to do, but I'm confident in the direction of the project. Hopefully in a few more days, I'll be able to transfer the project back to Hamadi Station and start testing on other species of flora. I miss my husband and my home. Entry 5. There's been a security breach. We're all being evacuated. No time to take anything. I hear gunfire above. Serpent, protect us. See, this place has been like fully explained with like the pirates and everything. It's just a matter of like reading the story and actually participating in the story. But this is what happens when you rush reviews and you don't do a proper review. Let's read the messages. Interesting rumor from Azad Dubas. Well, you're right. Mere days you've been gone, and I'm already lost and hopeless without my golden blossom. Yet I must persevere. I heard an interesting rumor today. One of the security patrols stopped by to check in, and one of them mentioned having seen a starship plunge from the sky in the area of Control Site Kappa. We'll have to check that out. An alarming development, to say the least. The last thing we need right now is unwanted visitors. Perhaps you should spread the word to the farmers over there, just in case. May the serpent protect us. Elevator troubles. From Azad Dubas. Hello, my sweet. I hope the early phases of your project are going well. I'll be sending a message to Farhan today. I found some more issues with the structural housing at the bottom of the elevator shaft. It's nothing too serious, mostly just a patch job, really. He's been keeping very busy lately, what with the lack of hands to do the repair work. Yet another reminder of what we recently lost, I suppose. May the great serpent be merciful and guide us safely out of these difficult days. Missing you. From Azad Dubas. Nothing much to report back from home, so I'll take this opportunity to tell you something. The greatest blessing of this great serpent ever bestowed upon me was the gift of your presence in my life. I love you always, my golden blossom. I hope you're making good progress, and the Malsir farmers are being generous hosts. If not, tell them that I'll make them sit through one of my lectures as punishment. Too quiet. too quiet from Azad Dubas. Hello, my love. How is the work going? If you know, the time is flying by and you've skipped at least one meal. Speaking of which, I miss your your spicy stew. Things are quiet enough here at times, perhaps too much so. I've been keeping a close eye on the local wildlife, looking for behavior changes following the events in Dazra. I can't help but wonder whether we have truly seen all the effects from the incident. Perhaps I'm just turning paranoid in my old age. Mizka from Azad Dubas. You'll be pleased to know our guest Mizka from the Tanis Groat Farm has made a full recovery. I decided to surprise Alicia and took her there myself. Everyone was thrilled to see their little Mies come home, and the other Groats welcomed her back to the herd right away. I wish I could have had the chance to say goodbye, but it seems wrong to keep her away any longer than necessary. Besides, you can always visit her. Alicia was very keen to make sure that I tell you so. Dangerous travels. Oh, would you look at that? We got a new mission. From Azad Dubas. Hello, dear. Not working too hard, I hope. I was out for a walk this afternoon, and I encountered a group of penitents who had been trying to reach the Shrine of Perseverance, which they found to be occupied by zealots. The pilgrims were fortunate to have escaped unharmed, but I can't say I'm happy to learn that we now have a group of zealots staking claim so close to Hamadi Station. The meeting with the pilgrims got me thinking. When is the last time we traveled the path of redemption together? I wonder if Vajun is still spending his days at the Shrine of Redemption. We should go and visit him. We will go and visit him. That's going to be next episode. I think there's a logical path with the quests. My game's lagging out. Hardcore, come on, catch up. Catch up. Internet, please catch up. Cloud gaming. Yeah. You might get a little bit better resolution.
Solutions nearly always come from the direction. Okay then.
Yeah, I wanted to open the door and not talk to you. You get better resolution with cloud gaming, but it's internet contingent, so...
Hey Dan, I've got something for you.
All the little tiny fluctuations in my internet kind of pop up real bad with cloud gaming. But now we need to get out of this place. And I think there's still baddies around, so we'll have to be kind of cautious. Let's throw down a save just to be safe. Okay, so that leads there. What's over here? It's another path.
Never gets old.
Impressive.
I, on the other hand, do. Please be careful where you're casting that magic.
Hi, Dan.
Do we see any enemies? I don't see any enemies. I believe there's some still alive, but... yeah.
Enemies? Just when I thought that this place might be safe.
Me too, Ben. Me too, Ben. Well, I didn't think I cleared out everyone. I knew I didn't clear out everyone. But we're going to.
At the best you've got.
With how long this episode's going to be, I'm just going to throw off an advertisement every hour. Because it's really going to be a long episode. So, we're not going to put a lot of commercial breaks in it. But this is me thinking out loud, because you're going to be seeing this at the tail end. Got it.
Better try again.
Gotcha. I think that's everyone now. I think I got them all. It's a good thing we can get out of here and wrap this episode up. Nice clean little bow. We read the messages between the two scientists, kind of rather sweet, even giving some religious tones to the scientists, giving some interesting complexity with the Varun culture and faith being heavily focused around what is it? Both science and religion. And there's more bad guys up here. I see their flashlights. Not the ability I wanted to use.
Looks like we got ourselves some trouble.
One down. Two down.
I can handle this.
Are you sure you can handle it? You're not faring well against this one dude. Here, I'll help even it out.
If only your life had taken off. Perhaps you would have survived.
Poke your head back up. Come on, go ahead. Poke it back up. You know you want to take a shot. Lagging out a little bit. You're dead. So the only one who's left.
Got it.
We're going right up at him. You're dead.
It's necessary sometimes.
So I believe I should be able to take
Hi, Dad.
this elevator up. I think so. We'll see. Is there a switch? Might have to take the stairs up. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take the stairs
how
up.
amusing.
That's fine. We'll take the stairs. And I think that was the last bad guys. Let me loot this body. And we're gonna go back, and then the next mission. So this leads you into a next mission leads you into a very religious themed message or quest, I should say quest. You like a little bit more appropriate lingo there. Let's read the computer. Unlock door. That's all it does. Okay, and this takes us to the outskirts of Dazra, and then from here, probably just fast travel back, do our little end dialogue, and then call it for the day. I see someone moving up ahead. Is it? Oh my god, it's my Mac. It's still roaming around. After all this time. Hi, Mac! Okay, well, we're gonna fast travel. You know what? There's actually, before we fast travel, there's some locations nearby that we can, I think, scan. Like that one. Not Derek. Derek, please. Got two here. Okay, let's just go. And this was like our first real kind of show me on the map. Our first real venture out into the greater Dazra area. I'm probably gonna post this video tomorrow because it's probably getting super duper late. The pirate enemies aren't too difficult. It's those vortex phantoms and the vortex horrors with Darkstar. My god, they jump around fast and they jump right up into your face. But let's talk.
Well, look who's back. And still in one piece, no less.
What do you mean still in one
I've heard
piece?
tales about those pirates I don't care to repeat. Suffice it to say, lost appendages and limbs aren't unheard of among those who cross them. That's assuming the stories are to be believed, of course.
Wait, you actually doubted me?
Gathering plants in the wild is one thing, but raiding a pirate base is wholly different. Rest assured, I will never doubt you again.
Gathering plants in the wild was actually more difficult. Oh ye of little faith, here's your science goop.
Hopefully it's the correct science goop. Just a little joke. You haven't let us down yet. Here you are. Payment as promised. Did you hear that, love? Our courageous research assistant has delivered yet again.
I never had a shred of doubt. Nothing inspires courage and perseverance like the pursuit of knowledge, I always say.
That is quite literally the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Well, I certainly always think it.
Yes, dear. Of course you do.
Anything else I could help
You've
with?
done more than enough as it is. We could hardly ask more of you. We'll get by on our own from here.
I guess you've got some work ahead.
Indeed we do. Thanks to you, we not only have the answer to our little mystery, but a path to resolving it. Here's a little something extra for a job well done. Best of luck in your future scientific endeavors.
Alrighty. So we did that. We got introduced to the science side of the Varun culture. There was a little bit of our AI mech on top of the building here. Apparently it traveled with us. But there was a little bit of religious themes interwoven within that very scientifically minded quest itself. But we are going to call it for night. If you are still watching, my God, I appreciate you. You are an absolute camper staying around this whole entire time. I am going to go ahead and save it. The next episode is going to be the Path of Redemption. That'll be a little bit quicker episode. It'll probably be about like an hour and 10 minutes or so, depending upon like how much stuff I see out in the wild. But you know, should be a fun one. There's a lot of religious themes with the Varun faith and how they reconcile people. But as always, enjoy your night and have a nice one.